Have you ever touched a woman's breasts and felt unsure if she truly enjoyed it? Maybe she smiled politely or said it felt nice, but deep down, you sensed it wasn't quite what she wanted. It's a moment many men face, even the most caring ones. You want to give pleasure, to connect deeply, not just physically. But you weren't exactly taught how to do that, were you? Here's the truth. A woman's breasts are more than a sexual feature. They're wired with emotion, trust, and sensitivity that respond to how safe she feels, not just how she's touched. And when you understand that, something powerful happens. Her body softens, her breathing changes, pleasure turns into connection. I'm Dr. Rosalia Viterbo. I've worked with hundreds of women and couples learning how to rebuild intimacy the right way, with understanding, not pressure. Today, I'll show you 9 simple, doctor-backed ways to touch her breasts so she not only feels pleasure, but also trust and desire. No gimmicks, no tricks, just real intimacy, built on science and empathy, because when you learn how to touch her heart through her body, that's when real passion begins. Let's be honest, most men learn about touching a woman's body from movies or from experience that no one ever explained. And that's a problem, because what you see in films isn't how real intimacy works. It's fast, it's loud, and it skips the emotional connection that makes touch meaningful. In real life, women's bodies don't open up through pressure, they open through presence. Here's something most men don't realize. A woman's breasts are highly sensitive, but not just to physical touch. They react to her feelings, her stress, her safety, her comfort with you. So if she's anxious, tense, or distracted, her body can't fully respond, no matter what technique you use. Have you ever noticed that sometimes, even when you're being gentle, she doesn't seem fully engaged? That's not your fault. It's because pleasure isn't just about what your hands do. It's about the energy you bring, the rhythm you share, and the emotional safety you create. As a doctor, I see this often. Couples come in thinking something is wrong with desire, but most of the time it's simply disconnection, a lack of awareness about how the body and emotions work together. When a woman feels seen and cared for, her body naturally responds. Touch becomes a form of communication, not performance. It tells her, you're safe, you're beautiful, you can let go. And that's the secret. Because pleasure, true pleasure, doesn't come from pressure or speed. It comes from attention, curiosity, and connection. In a moment, I'll share 9 simple, science-backed tips to help you bring that connection back, starting with your hands, your breath, and your awareness. 9 doctor-backed tips to touch her breasts and create deeper pleasure. Let's go step by step. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Every woman is unique, but these 9 principles apply to nearly everyone. They're simple, safe, and based on how the body and brain truly work. 1. Start with energy, not hands. Before you touch her body, connect with her energy. Make eye contact. Breathe together. Slow down. Your calmness tells her nervous system, you're safe. This alone changes how her body receives touch. Science shows that a woman's arousal begins in her brain, not her skin. If she feels emotionally connected, oxytocin, the trust hormone, rises. That hormone deepens physical pleasure later. Second, warm up the space. Cold rooms and bright lights can make her body tense. Soft lighting, a warm blanket, gentle music, these small details signal safety. When her body relaxes, blood flow improves. That's essential for sensitivity and pleasure. Remember, the right mood isn't about seduction, it's about comfort. Third, don't rush to the breasts. Touch her arms, her shoulders, her back first. Move slowly and curiously. Let her body feel your presence before your hands move to more sensitive areas. This builds anticipation, the most powerful natural aphrodisiac. The slower you go, the more her body wakes up. Fourth, use your breath as a guide. Breathing together creates rhythm and connection. If her breathing is shallow or uneven, she's not fully relaxed yet. Match her breath, then gently slow yours down. Her body will follow. This synchrony triggers a calm parasympathetic response, the same system that allows the body to feel pleasure. 5. Gentle contact, then layering. Most men start too firmly. Instead, begin with almost no pressure, a soft graze or circular motion over clothing. This awakens nerve endings gradually. The areola and surrounding tissue are full of touch receptors. Layer pressure slowly, from featherlight to firm, as her body invites more. Think of it like warming clay before shaping it. Sixth, avoid mechanical patterns. Pleasure isn't a formula, it's a dialogue. If you repeat the same movement again and again, her brain adapts, sensitivity drops. Vary your rhythm. Circular motions, gentle squeezing, pauses. Let curiosity guide you, not habit. And every so often, pause completely. Stillness can heighten awareness more than motion. Seventh, include the whole chest. Don't isolate her nipples immediately. The tissue around the breasts, the outer edges, the sternum, the ribs, all carry sensory nerves. Use both hands to explore different areas with warmth and care. When you include the whole chest, it feels more nurturing than mechanical. This full-bodied touch activates both arousal and emotional comfort. 8. Let her guide you. The best feedback comes from her breath, her sounds, her small movements. If she leans in or exhales deeply, you're in rhythm. If she tenses or shifts away, slow down. Ask softly, does this feel good? Or do you like this pace? That simple question turns touch into trust, and trust is the foundation of every pleasurable experience. 9th, build, don't force. Pleasure grows like a wave, it rises and falls naturally. Don't chase intensity. Let moments of gentleness mix with moments of deeper contact. As arousal builds, her nipples may harden, and her breathing may change. This is the body's natural response, not a signal to rush. If you stay patient, the body rewards you. Some women experience what's called a breast orgasm, a deep, full-body release triggered by touch to the breasts. It's not fantasy. It's physiological. Studies show that stimulating the nipples activates the same brain regions as clitoral pleasure. But it only happens when she feels emotionally safe and physically relaxed. That's why this isn't about technique. It's about presence. A doctor's insight. As a gynecologist, I see how stress, shame, or pressure can numb sensitivity. When women feel rushed or judged, their bodies close off. When they feel adored and accepted, everything changes. Blood flow increases, hormones balance, and pleasure expands. So your role isn't to make something happen, it's to allow it. By slowing down, you give her body permission to trust you. Bonus tip, aftercare matters. Once the touch ends, don't just roll away. Hold her, breathe. Her body is flooded with oxytocin, the bonding hormone. If you give her space to rest in that feeling, the connection deepens emotionally and sexually. It tells her this isn't performance, it's partnership. Touch, at its best, isn't about technique or timing. It's about understanding, the science of the body and the language of care. These 9 tips are simple, but together they can transform how she experiences you. When you learn to touch her breasts with empathy, you're not just giving pleasure, you're giving safety, confidence, and love. And that's what real intimacy is built on. Let's take a moment to breathe. You've just learned that real pleasure doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing it right. You now understand that a woman's breasts aren't just physical, they're emotional. They're connected to her nervous system, her hormones, and her sense of trust. Touching them isn't about excitement alone. It's about helping her body feel safe enough to receive that excitement. Remember what we discussed. Start with connection, not contact. Warm the space, slow your breath. Let your hands move with intention, not impatience. When you touch her with awareness, her body mirrors your energy. If you're calm, she relaxes. If you're rushed, she tenses. That's the biology of safety. And it's the foundation of pleasure. Think of intimacy like music. It's not one loud note. It's rhythm, pauses, and flow. Sometimes stillness says more than motion. Sometimes a soft gaze does more than your hands ever could. You don't have to remember every technique perfectly. What matters is presence. Be curious, be gentle. Notice her breath, her movements, her silence. Those small signs tell you more than any manual ever will. And if you ever feel unsure, ask. Communication doesn't break the moment, it deepens it. When you ask, does this feel good? What she hears is, I care. That's the kind of safety that opens both body and heart. So, the next time you touch her, don't think of it as a performance. Think of it as listening. Through your hands, your breath, your energy. Always listen to her body. Always listen to your own calm. That's how real pleasure, confidence, and intimacy grow. Slowly, safely, and beautifully. If this conversation opened your eyes, take a moment to reflect, not on performance, but on presence. Intimacy isn't something you master overnight. It's something you nurture, like trust or love. Every time you touch with awareness, you're teaching her body that she's safe. You're reminding her that connection can feel beautiful again. That's powerful medicine, for her and for you. If you found these insights helpful, I invite you to stay connected here. This channel is a safe space to learn how the body and heart work together, from a medical perspective, but also a human one. You'll discover simple, natural ways to improve pleasure, confidence, and connection in your relationships. So subscribe and join me each week for doctor-guided lessons that bring science and compassion together. Because the more we understand our bodies, the more we can love deeply, safely, and freely. Take care of your health. Take care of your heart. And as always, see you next time.